Brothers, the judgment is out, the meta is settled. I can now confidently tell you what are the best DPSers in Seasonal Discovery for this tier BFD level 25. There has been some balance changes, some classes have been nerfed to the ground. We're gonna cover it all today. Alright, this list is not what I originally thought. I made quite a few predictions wrong. I did nail a couple, but yeah, we're gonna ranking every spec here from S to meme. There is a couple meme specs, not nearly as many meme specs as there used to be in vanilla, but there's still a couple meme specs, yeah. I am gonna be taking the liberty here, because this is my tier list, of mentioning some of the classes as individual classes instead of the whole spec, because there is a lot of classes in vanilla, say for example the Warlock, right, that is not a spec, there is not a Warlock spec, they are taking like a half-half hybrid spec. Same with the Hunter, same with the Rogue apparently, from what we've seen with the top leaders. The top people in the Warcraft logs are playing some weird spec, we're gonna talk about it in a minute. If you see some complete classes instead of the spec, that's why. Let's get down to business here. Okay, first of all, the Hunters. Hunters did show at the top of the leaderboards for a while, they were top spec. They were actually so broken that all the the world first level 25s were Hunters, for the very reason that they were overtuned to hell. A little side note here, all the speedrunners are really mad at Blizzard right now. Can you imagine practicing like mage leveling and all of a sudden like Hunters, through no fault of their own, little Timmy on a launcher is like, oh yeah, I'm level 25 now, because they do 7 times the damage they were supposed to do. That is not an exaggeration, I am not being hyperbolic. They nerfed explosive shot depending on the level to 6 times less damage. Imagine overtuning an ability by 600%. That is what they did. It's almost as if they never tested out the game. I am kidding, they didn't test out the game, there was no PTR. Hunters went from the top list depth DPSer to a pretty mediocre DPSer, so now they are nerfed to the ground. We're gonna have to put them on B. Mediocre DPSer, acceptable but not great anymore. Next is gonna be apparently the Druids, okay? I went back and forth on the Druid quite a lot. I thought the Feral was gonna be great, then I thought the Bunking was gonna be better because I tried the new rune, right, and I thought, oh, damn, this is really strong. The meta is out now, we know the damage numbers, and wouldn't you know, the Bunking is getting the shaft once again. Yeah, the Bunking is not doing so hot. They are nowhere near terrible or anything, but they are doing like 20% less DPS than the Feral Druid. 20% DPS in this meta is like insane. That is like the difference between a top 3 and a top 15 spec. Yeah, it's not good. Okay, so next is gonna be the Feral Druid, the Cat Druid. This one was a shocker. I knew the Feral was gonna be strong. I knew that. I've been talking about the cat talents and the bear talents a long time. They are kinda nutty, but to my surprise, they are the second biggest DPS spec right now. I seen the Salad Baker speedrun of BFD. There was a Feral Druid consistently like in the top 5 of the meters. And keep in mind there were like 2 Hunters on there, so nice consistently, like it would be consistently like top 3, top 4 of the meters. Feral Druids are now the second best spec in the game. Yeah, you heard that right, I am not kidding you. By the way, big shout out to Laty from Salad Bakers. I've been spying on his stream a lot. He looks like a cool dude. I've been studying his gameplay for the Warrior, you know. We're gonna get a guide inspired on him next video, so get ready for that. I got the Warriors completely wrong, we're gonna fix that anyway. The Rogue. Now, I said that the Druids are gonna be second, and it is because of these douchebags right here. The Rogue is insane. They are abusing a couple of the really good runes they got, like Mutilate and the Poison rune, and they are pumping out insane damage. It is working for them extremely well. After the Hunter nerf, they are consistently the top DPSer now. All hail the Rogue Overlords. Next is gonna be, let's see, the Warlock. Okay, the Warlock. Like I said, they are doing a very weird hybrid spec right now, like they always do. The Warlock is always a little different than anybody else. We are gonna see how long it takes until Blizzard nerfs them, but so far they are doing good damage. They are pumping up great damage. There's nothing negative to say about the Warlock. I'm gonna put them on A. They are pretty good. Okay, now we're gonna crank out the melees here. So, okay, let's start with the warrior first. The warrior I got completely wrong, as I said before. I thought the spec of choice was gonna be Arms, and people were saying the spec is gonna be Fury. It turns out we got a little bit of both, because the best spec right now is the dual wielding Fury spec. Yeah, I got the prediction wrong. Wait for my next video, I'm gonna fix it. I'm gonna teach you how the top players are playing it right now. But anyway, warriors, against all predictions, are not a top of the line DPS right now. They are an acceptable DPS, somewhere in between A and B. They are not great. We're gonna see when they get more hit rating here. Maybe dual wielding is gonna become viable actually with that. But so far 200 Fury is the only viable spec. It's decent. We're gonna put it on A. And now people, I told you, Blizzard would never allow Red Paladins to be bad ever again. All the whales play Red Paladin. I told you, you didn't listen. But yeah, Red Paladin, it is consistently on top 5 specs right now. It is one of the best melees in the game. They got a lot of cool stuff. They got fixed their mana issues. They are just an excellent DPS right now. 200 meta is right now the meta, right? 200 weapons. So it is not a shocker that a 200 spec is out there. We're gonna put it here. Alright, Red Paladin, get out of here, you scum. I don't wanna see you again, but you're right there. I cannot in good conscience lie to you. I like you too much. Next is the Enhancement Shaman right here. The Enhancement Shaman, yeah, didn't go too good. I predicted it would be a lot better than it did. It didn't do too good. The class completely I got it wrong. I expected enhancements to play a certain way and they are playing pretty different. It is still not excellent, it is still not great. They are outperforming Elemental right now, but not by a lot. They are definitely just like a barely viable spec right now. They have decent utility, but they don't have a lot of utility yet. So it's gonna be a B for me. Frost Mage. Frost Mage is doing pretty well. I love that, I like Frost Mage. So it is doing about the same damage as a Warlock right now, with the added benefit that playing Frost is a lot easier. I am being a little deceitful here. It is not really Frost that they are playing some sort of hybrid Frost and Fire build, from what I've been seeing. They are using spells from both classes. It is kinda strange. I do not fully understand it, if I am being dead honest. I would have to research the Frost Mage a lot more, but they are doing good numbers. Frost Mage, Fire Frost Mage, whatever you wanna call it, is pretty high up there. We're gonna leave it there. Frost is doing pretty good. They also have like crowd control. They have a lot of value for the raid anyway, so people love mages. We're gonna put them there. Fire, on the other hand, the few pure fire people I've seen, they are not doing so hot. They are doing kinda crap. That is not a complete shock, as we know, like, Fire got a lot of good stuff, okay? Fire got a lot of cool runes, but at the same time, they are a scaling class. Frost is like the base damage class, meanwhile the Fire is like scaling damage, and there is simply not a lot of gear available in this tier yet, so they are not really shining right now. They have decent AoE, their AoE is kinda good, but that's about it. So Fire is gonna be a B. Perhaps even... No, I'm gonna call it a meme, okay? Fire is just a waste. Just play Frost. Just play Frost. Next is gonna be the Arcane Mage, okay? Arcane Mage started all the way here. It was the most broken thing I have ever seen. I told you people before the game came out that Arcane Mage is gonna be disgusting, because how the hell can you heal from Arcane Explosion? So basically the way this used to work is you will tag somebody and all your arcane damage will turn into healing. So imagine if you're pulling 20 mobs and you're hitting every single one of them with Arcane Explosion. That was the healing that the guy was getting. You were the best healer in the game by a factor of 7. That's how stupid it was. Everybody was saying, this is stupid, this is not gonna work. You know who didn't know that? Blizzard. Blizzard didn't think that. Blizzard thought this was fine. And eventually the game comes out and you saw like a 5 stack of arcane mages, not even tanks, and they were clearing all the dungeons right away. Blizzard eventually realized this and they nerfed them to the ground, and now they went all the way down here. Healing was the only thing that was making the arcane mage good, and they do not have it anymore. Damage is crap, healing is crap, they are crap. They are meme spec. We're gonna see how Blizzard tries to fix it now. They went too far. Now we're gonna talk about the Elemental Shaman here. The Elemental Shaman, I expected it to be all the way up here. Turns out it wasn't, it's underperforming quite a bit. It is not terrible, but it is not great either, it is not good at all actually. I like Elemental Shaman, it's probably gonna become like better over time. Because it is a very highly scaling class, especially with the chain heal talent, rune that you're getting, that you turn chain healing into damage. It's still a B tier right now. It's gonna get better, I promise you, it is gonna get better. Right now it's bad. Finally, the Shadow Priest. I didn't expect the Shadow Priest to be good, but I was absolutely right, it sucks. All they really got from the runes, guys, is Shadow Ward Death. That's all they got. Sorry. They also get 20% bonus damage on Mind Flay. Can you believe that? 20% extra damage on your worst ability that you already use very little of. Thank you, Blizzard, I love you. You are not getting the Vampiric Touch. You didn't get your mana generating thing. You know, the only thing that made Priest viable in TBC. They didn't get it yet. So they are absolute garbage. Their damage is trash. It's even worse than you may think, because contrary to popular belief, Shadow Priests were actually viable in vanilla. If you had, I think it was 7 Warlocks in a raid, a Shadow Priest would give them enough extra damage to actually make it like mathematically better. But at the same time, there is no 4-tier man raiding, and they do not have the Shadow Weaving talent yet. So they are absolute garbage right now. They are trash, they are useless, and they also are not getting the really broken wand I was talking about in the other videos. So the wanding spec is not a thing yet. Yeah, we might see like some sort of weird smite priest, maybe? I don't think so. So that would make all the classes, I think I went over all the classes here. Overall, the meta is still not completely settled, because we gotta see how people are gonna fare with the new gear, how that's gonna work out, yeah? And to be fair, there is a couple like classes out here that could become a lot better with more gear. Elemental Shaman, Fire Mage. I completely expect these 2 specs to become a lot better once we see them with like full BFD gear. Overall, I would say if you're playing anything on B, you are gonna be fine. They are not great, but you can at least pull your own weight here. You're definitely gonna be viable. Meme specs, please stay out of my raid. And if you do not wanna stay out of being amazing, subscribe, leave a like, and join the Discord. And thank you for watching.